kitchen. As you can see, brownies are a necessity around here. We love brownies. I do them probably, well, every other day or every 3 days at least. Partly because I'm a teacher and, you know, that grade only has so much incentive. So promising your class about your brownies will get them to do things you never dreamed of, believe me. And I teach high school, so, but they're busy. They don't have time to do it themselves. So anyhow, I thought I would share with you some of the tips to getting the perfect brownie every time. And I've learned how to do it in the Kalorik Maxx oven, which leaves my big oven free for other things. So first, the right pan. I use a USA pan. It's really heavy duty, so it cooks evenly. I'll drop a link to where I got this, but you could just Google USA pan. It's got a corrugated bottom, but it doesn't make waves in the bottom. So, but this really helps keep your brownies come out very evenly, and I use the 8-inch pan. Any kind of a box brownie, that's my secret. I've done homemade before, but they really didn't taste all that much different. I guess I just don't have the palate for it. Plus, to be honest, I don't like to cook. I just don't enjoy it. I like the challenge of figuring out how to make something cook well, and then once I'm there, I'm done. I go on to something else. I don't know why. I don't get a big thrill out of cooking. But anyway, I do like to do things right, and I do like to do things well. So here we go. Just a box mix. I'm going to do the Oreo Funfetti this time. I have the water, the oil, and the egg in here. It's a 1/4 cup of water, a 1/3 cup of oil, and 1 egg. That's on the box. And then I mix my wet ingredients together first. Just give them a nice stir in there. Get that egg mixed up. Like it really well incorporated. So that's good there. Then take your mix out of the box. Oh, while I'm doing this, to heat your oven up, the caloric, you're going to press this, and then I set it for 55 minutes because I like my brownies to cook 40, and I want it to heat up for 10 minutes. So that gives me 5 minutes of leeway there in case they weren't quite done enough. So I'm going to set this for 55 minutes and turn on. I'm not going to do this right now. Usually I do this while I'm mixing up the brownies, but the oven is a little bit loud, so I'm not going to turn it on until I get through mixing the brownies and get ready to put them in the oven. Take out your brownie mix and slice off the top. In there. And then we're just going to gently mix this around. I don't use a mixer when I'm making brownies because it puts a lot of bubbles in there. If you like bubbles in your brownie, that's the way to get them. Once I get it all wet, I stir it 50 times. Alright, so let's start counting. Well, I actually lost count, so I'm just stirring until I get all the lumps out. It's going to be fine. I don't normally do this sitting down either, but I couldn't get the camera angle where I could get the oven and my head. So that's why I look a little awkward here, stirring the brownies from a seated position. Okay, so those are all stirred up. Now I'm going to spray my pan. So there we go, pan is sprayed. Let's pour the brownie mix in here. Get all that scraped out. Okay, I got the batter in here. I normally give it a few taps, shake it a little bit to get the bubbles out of there. Can you tell I'm kind of anti-bubble? Just like, I don't like a big bubble in my brownie. Since these are the Oreo Funfettis, there is a package of Oreos, and there's usually 1 or 2 big chunks, but the kids fight over who gets the big chunk. So I crush them up and nobody gets the big chunk. Alright, and then we're just going to sprinkle this on top here pretty evenly. I didn't crunch those up as well as I normally do, but that's okay. Okay. And spread those out a little. They got too thick in some place. So we have to be fair. Okay. Now we have all that done. So as far as the oven goes, when you open the door, the fan's going to start coming on. Or the light comes on. I put my rack in the second baking slot, not the bottom, but the second one. And my temperature setting is going to be 325 instead of 350. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on to preheat. Like I said, I'm going to set it for 55 minutes at 325. Hit the oven button. And after 10 minutes, so when it says 45 minutes, I'm going to put the brownies in. After 20 minutes, I rotate them 180 degrees to get them to cook more evenly. And then I check them when my timer shows 5 minutes. I just haven't gotten brave enough yet to use to knock that last 5 minutes off, but we'll see. So, hit the oven button, and you see it's set for, the default is at 25 for 375, so you push this once, and your time starts blinking. So I'm going to go up to 55, and then hit it again. And this is how you adjust your temperature. So I'm going down to 325. And then you hit start. And it comes out. So I'm going to let it warm up for 10 minutes. And then I'll put the brownies in there. Time for a turn. So just open it up. Pull your rack out a little bit. And carefully turn 180. These are looking perfect. Okay, now like I said, I added an extra 5 minutes, so when the timer says 5 minutes, I'm going to take a toothpick and stick it in there and see if it comes out clean. That way I'll know they're ready. Okay, we're ready to check it. It's showing 5 minutes left, but like I said, I added 5 in case they're not quite done. So just take a toothpick and stick it down in the middle. It came out plain. Well, there's a little bit down on the bottom, but that's how I like them. They'll continue to cook just a little bit after you take them out, so that's fine. Now I'm going to set these to cool for about 5 minutes, and then we'll dump them out and cut them out. And I'm going to show you how perfectly the edges come out this way. There's no hard edges. So let me take 5 minutes to let them cool. Here we are, ready for the unveiling. They have been cooling for a while. They look great. So I'm going to flip them out. I always flip them out to cut them because I don't want to scratch up my pan with a knife. And this is always an iffy thing. And out they come. They're still a little bit warm. I usually let mine cool longer than this, but we're kind of anxious. So, anywho, here are the perfectly done brownies. And then you can cut them up. You can see my edges are still soft. There's a little bit of a firmer texture to them, but my edges are just perfect. And like I said, when you have a class full of kids and you're trying to distribute brownies, you need them all as much alike as possible. So I try to cut them all equally. I mean, you'd be surprised what just a box of brownies than a little extra time can do. So, you know, as far as I can tell, that is an amazing brownie. And like I said, I will drop a link to these pans that I love, the USA pan. Try 325 for 40 minutes with this pan, because the 350 just kept making my edges way too hard. So, voila, the teacher's secret to a happy class is lots of brownies. So y'all go bake some brownies. Hey, send me one if you have a kid in my class. See you next time. Bye.